Hi guys, Vincent van Genechten here from my garden. It's very sunny here in Belgium, and I thought about doing a short review video on the Juventus-Fiorentina game from last Saturday. Also together with Juve Canale, which is a great Juventus Twitter account from Belgium. Um, they are cooperating with Juventus Belgium also on Facebook. Asked me to do a review video, so I'm going to do it on my YouTube channel. So, about the Juventus Fiorentina game, it was, in my opinion, a very good first game for Juve. I watched the game apart from the first 15 minutes in the second half here in Belgium. Um, overall it was a good performance by Juve. They took the 3 points by winning 2-1 against a decent Fiorentina team. Fiorentina didn't play their best game, in my opinion, but it was not due to themselves, but due to Juventus. Um, and it's just a very good first win to beat Fiorentina on the first match day. Um, it's just a quality win. But I do want to say the first half was very impressive to me. Um, Juventus were clicking on all cylinders. They created chances. Their defense was, of course, like always, very well structured. They didn't give away any opportunity, any space to Fiorentina, especially to Kalinic, who was nowhere to be found. Um, Actually, the whole game he wasn't nowhere to be found, except for the fact that he scored a goal um, on a corner. But about that later more about that. Um, the midfield was working very well. Khedira was going up and down again. Asamoah was my man of the match. Um, I believe when Asamoah, he's like Pogba. Um, he's not that technically skilled, but his work rate is amazing. His ball winning, he wins a lot of balls. Um, he's amazingly in duels, and offensively he does do his job. He can provide some dangerous passes, like we saw with Higuain's goal. It was Asamoah who played the ball through to Khedira, who then missed, but Higuain finished it off. So I believe Asamoah. I'm starting to believe Asamoah could actually start next to Pjanic and next to Khedira or Marquisio in midfield if he really if he's really fit and we ask him to do it. I think he fits very well in Juve's midfield due to his physicality, his athleticism, his work rate. Um, do we really need Matuidi at this moment with Asamoah really fit? I don't think so, especially if we have to pay like 30 or 35 million for him. So, and Asamoah might be even better than Matuidi. So, in that regard, let's focus on a younger talent like Dahoud, like Tielemans, Paredes, or Ruben Neves, instead of paying 30 million for a guy who doesn't add new skills or qualities or attributes to Juventus because we already have them with Asamoah, even with Storaro. So Asamoah, great game, good to have him back. Let's hope he stays fit for an entire season this time. But back to the first half, Juventus were going very hard. It's not like they created a lot of big chances, but the Khedira goal was well deserved. It was a nice combination with Chiellini giving the assist. So he's more than just a defender, Chiellini. And Chelsea are pretty foolish to try to get him from us, which is probably just a rumor. And I'm convinced Conte it didn't come to Conte's mind to make a bid for Chiellini to Juventus because he knows Chiellini is the heart and soul of Juve's team, so they're not going to sell him. So they were very well in the first half. Dani Alves was going very well. His crosses were decent. Alexandro tried to do the same. Dybala was there, but I felt he was coming down, asking for the ball too deep. So he had to run a lot and he lost a lot of energy to go from going very deep to going in front. So he didn't offensively, was a bit lacking due to the fact that he was trying to pass the ball too deep, which he shouldn't do in my opinion. He should play a lot higher up the pitch. Mandzukic was decent, but if I had to pick out one name for the least impressive player, it would be Mandzukic. Also because he was replaced by Higuain, and Higuain scored after 7 minutes, where he showed. It's not like Higuain was my man of the match because he didn't do a lot next to scoring the goal, but he was there. It's him as a top scorer, as a top striker, a poacher to score goals when it's needed most for Juventus, and that's what he'll bring to Juve. So the second half was not a good half, in my opinion, except for the last 20 minutes, because Juve fell asleep. I did a blog on Football Italia, again on Juve sleepwalk, which is part of their philosophy, because Allegri told Alves that Barcelona would win 4 or 5-0, but Juve, it's okay if Juve win 1-0 or 2-1. And I'm okay with that philosophy, because you don't have to spend energy if you're beating a team easily with 1-0. It's not, why should you win 3-0 if you can win 1-0? I get that Italian philosophy, but you saw Kalinic heading home a corner, which is Juve's Achilles heel, with set pieces. He scored 1-1. Okay, this time they won 2-1. They saved the game, they saved the win, the 3 points, but Juve should learn, in my opinion, to adopt the mentality of killing off an opponent instead of going into a sleepwalk modus, making like everything's okay with a 1-0 lead or a 1-goal lead, and then maybe facing a counter or a set piece which results in a goal. And then you come 1-1 or 2-2, and you lose points just because you didn't finish off an opponent. You should easily have finished off easily if you went full throttle, full gas, instead of dropping back to defensive purposes to defend a 1-goal lead. I believe they should go away from that mentality and just go for the kill, make it to a 2-goal lead, even a 3-goal lead, and then go in a sleepwalk modus and defend the lead. That's my only criticism on Juve in this game, because they played again. Once again, overall it was a good performance, even without Pjanic, with Marquisio still out, Higuain still coming off the bench. It was a very good performance by Juve. They should be heading into the Lazio game at Lazio, which is always difficult, with a lot of confidence, with Asamoah there, going up and down the midfield like it's nobody's business, like a Pogba replacement. So very well performance, but just go for the kill instead of going into sleepwalk modus, and then Juve are perfect to go all out and win a 6 Scudetto. So Forza Juve.